From unsolved mysteries to unexplained phenomena, from comedy gold to relationship fails, Amazon Music's got the most ad-free top podcasts, included with Prime. Because the only thing that should interrupt your listening is, well, nothing. Download the Amazon Music app today.
Can challenging yourself really lead you to a better life and a better business? Stay tuned to find out.
Welcome. Okay, here's the question. Serious? How are we dark horses? You know, the ones everyone is betting against, the ones they don't expect to win, place, or even show on the track, and they'll even laugh on us when we talk about trying. How do we show the world our greatness and triumph? Come on. Well, that's the question, and this podcast will give you the answers. This is The Dark Horse Entrepreneur. My name is Tracy Brinkman.
And push it up.
What is up? What is up, my Dark Horse friends and family? Welcome back to your daily dose of Challenge Yourself Learning. I'm your Dark Horse host, Tracy Brinkman, and you? Well, that's infinitely more important. You, my friend, are a driven entrepreneur or one in the making. Either way, you're here because you're ready to start, restart, kickstart, or just start leveling up with some great marketing, personal, or business tips and results in order to build that beautiful business of yours into the empire it absolutely deserves to be. That's why I'm here hitting you with yet another daily success episode coming to you straight from the Dark Horse HQ as we dive deep into success with some actionable advice, tips, and steps designed to help you level up your game. Because we already know, there are no shortcuts to success except for taking those little steps towards your goal every single day. Now, once again, before we kick this off, I want to make sure you keep getting all these daily success tips as well as those amazing interview episodes I'm blessed to be able to bring on from the amazing entrepreneurs I connect with. So be sure you go on down there and hit that subscribe button. And while you're there, that's right, leave us a 5-star rating. Drop us some kind words in the reviews. These subscribes, ratings, and reviews tell those podcast platforms out there to kick us up a little bit in the rankings so that we can reach more driven entrepreneurs just like you. So if you're getting the value, and you are getting the value, yeah, that's what I thought. Go ahead, take a moment, show the love, and help us spread the word. You know, I was thinking about what I wanted to chat about this week, and I reminded myself of, episode 12, the 21 tips for aspiring entrepreneurs. And I went through each one of these 21 tips rather briefly, and I wanted to take some time to dig into some, and maybe all of them over the next couple of weeks, one by one, with a little more detail. So the one I want to start off with today is, as you saw in the title, challenge yourself. Yeah, I think by challenge yourself, you're going to get motivated. And you want to make this the biggest motivation that you have in your life is challenge yourself. Dig into life, my friend. Dig into it as if it were one long, unending education. Learn something each and every day. And that learn something could be by listening to a podcast like this one. Today you're learning about, the benefits of challenging yourself. Or it could be by reading a book, watching a documentary, reading an article, going to a seminar, whatever it is. Learn something, no matter how small, every single day. And then, I think really confirm with yourself what it is you're good at. And I think as you go through this learning, you're going to start to find new things, reaffirm old things that you are good at, and then challenge yourself to put that goodness out into the market while you continue to improve at what you're already awesome at, right? And it just becomes this ever evolving, ever rising spiral of amazing things that can happen to you, because as you continue to challenge yourself, you continue to get better. As you continue to get better, you elevate your ability to help others better themselves, to improve their lives and their business and their relationships, whatever it is that you do to service your prospects, your clients, your customers, or heck, just yourself and anyone within your sphere of influence. Now, there are a number of ways out there you can continue to challenge yourself. I mentioned a few of them. Let me take a minute and dig into some others. I think the number one, and you know this one's coming. What am I going to say? Set goals. Oh my gosh. Have a goal for yourself. And I'm thinking a lot of the folks that listen to this particular podcast do set goals, but I mean this in a really ongoing goal-setting methodology, for lack of a better phrase. Sit down, block yourself out sometime this week, block yourself out, let's say 2 hours, and go through the whole eye chart process of goal setting. And I will do another episode on that, but if you look back, there is a goal-setting episode that you can go and walk you through it. But, the whole eye chart process is, you want to ideate, you want to choose, you want to see whose help you want to need, what actions you're going to need to take. You're going to need to review those actions and then, and review the time and tenacity, right? That's eye chart really kind of summed up there for you. But sit down for a couple of hours and ID all the big, huge, hairy, audacious goals that you have that you want to go after. Write them down, put them in order. Now break them down into those smaller goals, and then break those down into even smaller goals. And let's break those down into tasks, right? Because it's one thing to say, I want to be a millionaire. It's another thing to say, I'm going to put up my website this week, and then I'm going to get traffic to it. And then I'm going to build a podcast, and I'm going to show my expertise, and I'm going to get a client, right? Each one of those is a task, which could lead to you making $1 million. All right. They all work together, but when you sit down and you can build that goal setting process, and then what you do after you have that laid out is you periodically review it, right? At the end of the week, right? Or you've got your goals put together. At the beginning of the week, what 3 tasks you want to get done this week, right? You hear me say that in my Facebook Lives. And then on Friday, or maybe you say it's on Saturday, you say, of those 3 goals, how far did I get them accomplished? 100% on all 3, 50%, whatever it is. And then review why you got them done, how you got them done, why you didn't get them done, what's holding you back. Is there some new barrier you were unaware of, right? And then reevaluate your goals going forward real quick, just kind of quick scan over them. Here's the next few tasks I got going on. All right, I'm on track. I'm good to go, moving forward. And then once a month, you want to review them at a higher level. Am I on track? Am I off track? Did something, shiny come and steer me away? Oh, look, play, right? Shiny, go over here, right? Squirrel. And then, review your goals and keep yourself moving forward. And maybe your goal has changed. You'll get 6 months down the road, you're like, wow, I set this goal to be a millionaire, and it's really not about being a millionaire. It's about, giving back to whatever it is. I'm just giving you examples, right? So goal setting is a big one to keep challenging yourself. I think another one you could try is writing. And writing could be journaling. Writing could be publishing articles. Writing could be penning a paper. I don't care what it is for you. It could be anything. It could serve as this self-coaching session, right? And then again, as you're going through these goals, you'll come back to your writings and go, I'm going to scan through what I wrote last month or what I wrote last week. And you can kind of see what was going on in your mindset and how maybe you've evolved, as we talked about, as Paul talked about in yesterday's episode. That was, episode 157, right? We was talking about the man camps and how we are creatures that evolve. If you write in a journal or write in articles, and you can, go back later on, a month later, 6 months later, a year later, and quickly scan them and review them, you can see how you've grown. And there's a motivation in that. Now, you could turn around and, say, well, I don't want to write. Okay, start a podcast. Yeah, there you go. Where you get on the microphone and you verbalize what it is you would write into a journal to share your experiences with those that are traveling down a similar path. Either they're traveling down it now or they're about to go down it, or, they're, whatever it is, you can share. And now you can go back and you can re-listen to those and see how you're evolving. How many times I've heard a fellow podcaster say, man, I go back and I re-listen to some of my early episodes and they're cringeworthy. I almost want to take them down. I said, well, that's part of the journey, right? That's part of where you're evolving, you're learning, you're progressing, and people can follow that journey as they listen to you. They're like, wow, I listened to your episodes a year ago, and you're like, whoa, way different. Better? Who knows? I don't know if it's better, but you're certainly evolving. I think another area you could challenge yourself with is maybe narrowing your expertise. What? Wait, what are you talking about narrowing, Tracy? I need to broaden it so I can get more people in this pipeline. No. Narrow it down. I'm not just talking about chopping it in half. I'm talking about really narrowing a focus. And maybe it's just for a given period of time. You're like, you know what? For this period of time, I'm going to focus on this area of my expertise. I'm going to become the podcast master, or I'm going to become the, relationship master when it comes to, maybe you're dealing with couples. So I'm going to zero in on men, or I'm going to zero in on women, or I'm going to zero in on men who are struggling with an addiction, or I'm going to zero in on women that are struggling with men. I don't know. All right. But you're going to narrow your focus, right? And discipline yourself in your studies and in educating yourself in just that band right there. And then sharing that information out to those that, are in your sphere of influence. Maybe go out there and start a podcast about that, or go on Clubhouse and start a club about it and start a room about it and share your new knowledge, your new expertise out there. And you'll find a spot that vibes for you as well as the market. Here's another way I think it would be great to challenge yourself. And we've heard that, the morning routine. Oh, yeah. We've heard that talked about a lot in a lot of the circles. Build a morning routine that works for you. It's huge. I'm actually going to be publishing some content about morning routines and how they benefit folks and how you can set them. So take some time and sit down and all right, here's what I want to do. All right. I want to focus on X, and maybe X means you need to journal, or maybe X needs to mean you need to get up and work out, or maybe X means you need to get up and talk with your spouse. I don't know what it means for you. You do. Right? There's something inside you that says, I really need to focus on this. And to focus on that, I need to give it some time, some dedicated time in the morning. Well, then do it. Right? Do you need to get up and drink that water? Because the rest of the day, the way your day is built currently, you won't drink the water. All right. Well, I'm going to get up in the morning. First thing I'm going to do, I'm going to pound that water right away. I might spend a little more time in the bathroom, but now I've taken a step forward. And as you start building that routine, you're going to start finding, the next step is you're going to be motivated to take on that next step. So if you want to start getting a better body, well, the first thing you want to do is get up. Maybe you want to get up and do a couple of push-ups, a couple of sit-ups, and walk around your house a couple of times, or walk around your living room, walk around your kitchen, right? But walk. All right, as you start doing that, you're like, all right, this is working for me. All right, I'm starting to feel a little bit better. Now I'm going to grab a couple of 5-pound weights and I'm going to carry them while I walk. I don't know what it is, but start creating your morning routine. Heck, you can combine a challenge I met with you earlier about learning and put reading into your morning routine, huh? Yeah, there you go. You can learn as part of your morning routine. I think another thing you could do to challenge yourself is reach out to an old friend. What are you talking about, Tracy? That's not challenging. Really? Then how come you haven't reached out to them in, say, 2 years? Yeah? Reach out to an old friend. Reconnect. Or let's take this. Reach out to someone you look up to. Maybe that you haven't connected with, right? Maybe there's somebody out there, a podcaster, someone in your industry that you think is doing amazing things. Reach out to them. Let them know what you think about them. I'm not talking about fanboy all over them, but certainly share your thoughts and your insights and reach out to them. You never know what might happen, what might come out of that. That challenge could definitely come back to you in opportunities. All right, obviously there are 177 ways you could challenge yourself. I just mentioned a few, but certainly the idea here is to do something that will stretch you. This gets you to, like I always say, lean just a little bit outside your comfort zone, right? All right, when you do that, your comfort zone gets bigger, your sphere of influence gets bigger, and you get bigger, enabling you to help more folks. And that's what we're all here to do, right? All right, my Dark Horse friends and family. Tomorrow, we're going to chat about doing work you care about. All right. Now, I know you want to keep getting these daily success tips. Yeah, like I mentioned earlier. So go on down there, hit that subscribe button. While you're there, that's right. Go ahead. 5 stars, rack them up, drop some kind words in the review. And again, these subscribes, rating, reviews, tell those podcast platforms and their algorithms kick us up a little bit in the rankings so that we can reach more driven entrepreneurs just like yourself. So again, if you're getting that value, take a minute, show the love, and help spread the word. Then, come on over and join us over in the Facebook group. Got a number of driven entrepreneurs. This group is starting to grow faster now. Come on and hang out with us. Ask your questions. Share your knowledge, right? So go on to your favorite web browser. Type in darkhorseschooling.com/darkhorsetribe. That would take you right to where the Facebook group is at. I look forward to meeting you inside there. All right. You get out there. You run your race. You get your results. Come on to the Facebook group. Let me celebrate with you because I want to hear about that. Until tomorrow, think successfully and take action.
Thank you for listening to the Dark Horse Entrepreneur Podcast.
And you know this!
Thanks for tuning in.
Check us out at www.darkhorseschooling.com.
All right.
My name is Tracy Brinkman.